I was traveling today. My flights home were later than yours, so I did not make it in time to hear from Kevin Stefanski and J.C. Treader. Nick Chubb, I believe, spoke today, and I've done a little bit of catching up here before we hit record, but not a lot. So I figured today I would ask you to catch me up.
Kevin Stefanski really drove home the point today that they're disappointed about this, that they were not playing with house money. They didn't just arrive at the AFC divisional game in Kansas City just happy to be there and that they were going to be happy with the result. They went there to win the game, and they're disappointed that they didn't win it. And he wants these guys to sit with that feeling, to marinate in it for a little while, and to not want it to happen again, to understand that this wasn't what they came for. They wanted more, and to understand that having their season cut short for the standards that they set for themselves is a feeling that they do not want to have again going forward.
And I think that's great. I think that's the approach they should have. I don't think they should be happy and say, well, look what we did. Look what we accomplished. We won 11 games. We beat the Steelers. I mean, that's how great teams become great, is they take moments like this and they manage to turn them into a long-term positive. They aren't just happy with where they are. And look, I'm reminding this defense, if I'm Joe Woods, if I'm Kevin Stefanski, I'm reminding every defensive player when they come back in the spring about 3rd and 13 or 3rd and 14. I'm reminding them about that all spring long, all training camp, all season. The offensive guys, I'm going to remind them about that last drive. Not to say that you're just going to be negative all the time, but I think that's good. Kind of drive home that idea that you had this opportunity and now you've got to learn to get you've got to learn to get past where you got to, because this team wants to win Super Bowls.
I did I did a post off the Nick Chubb Zoom today, and I could tell. I mean, he was just so down. He was really down during the Zoom. I don't know if you'll get a chance to actually watch the interview or not, or maybe you'll see some of it on Twitter or whatever. But you could just tell that he was not happy about his game. So I started asking him about that, and he admitted, "I'm mad at myself. That's not like me. I didn't want to be dropping passes. In the moment, I didn't do what I needed to do to help the team." And it was very, very profound how he felt. But when I looked back at that last drive after Carl Joseph got the interception, what a blown opportunity that drive was. I mean,
Yep.
really. I mean, the Kansas City defense really stepped up. I thought that they did two things very, very well. They did a number of things well, but the two things they did really well, they stopped Nick Chubb in key moments. They really focused on him, and they focused on Jarvis Landry. Those were the two things that they set out to do. I think they felt like if we take out Jarvis, we don't really have to worry too much about anybody else. Now, of course they do, but that was their goal. Take out Jarvis and take out Nick, it seems to me. And Nick is down on himself today, and he is willing to learn and grow from the feeling of disappointment that he has of dropping those two passes. And also he got dropped for a loss a couple of different times and stopped for no gain. And that last drive, he was stopped for no gain by Anthony Hitchens and someone else once, and then dropped for a 1-yard loss. And usually Nick Chubb in the fourth quarter is hitting home runs.
Yeah.
And it just didn't happen. Now, Kevin Stefanski takes responsibility for that last drive too. He feels like he didn't put those guys in position to put the game away with that drive. And so, I mean, I'd be interested to hear what he wishes he would have done differently. But he puts a lot of it on himself there. And then when I look on the defensive side of it at 3rd and 14, what I see there is Myles Garrett was a very injured individual by that point in the game. He was really, really struggling with a very painful oblique, which of course affects every movement that you try to do. Okay. I'm sure that he's got probably a torn muscle there, because that's what happens when you injure the oblique. So he sacked Chad Henne on the second down play, which was great for a 6-yard loss, but he didn't have anything left on the 3rd down play. Remember, he said, I was afraid I was going to have to do it again. Well, he didn't have what it took to chase down Chad Henne on that play. We saw him earlier in the game before he tore the oblique or did whatever he did to the oblique, chasing down Mercole Hardman 42 yards downfield to make a tackle. When it came time to chase down Chad Henne, he didn't have it. He did not have it. And nobody else was there to make the play. If somebody was going to be able to do it, I think it would have been him. And so missed opportunities, Dan, I think the missed opportunities were huge. And that's why these guys are down today, and they should be down today. We've got plenty of time to talk about what a great season that they had. We've really got about a couple days to analyze and say, you know what? They could have beat the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes was in the locker room with what's believed to be a concussion, although nobody's really willing to say the words concussion. They should have won this football game. They had their chances. They should have won the game.